Have you ever thought how nice it would be to sit in a chair all day, sunbathing while getting paid? Well, now's your chance to get an inside look of what a job of a lifeguard is like. I want to inform you about the job of a lifeguard. We'll go over what your misconceptions of a lifeguard's duties are, look at how a lifeguard does more than you think, and discuss how a lifeguard deals with people, other situations that might be surprising. I have lifeguarded at my local pool for the past 3 summers. This past summer, I was the assistant pool manager, and for 1 month, I was the acting pool manager, doing duties that I never thought I would have done before. A lifeguard job seems easy, right? Well, there's actually a lot more to it. Let's dive into those misconceptions you might have of what a lifeguard job entails, and how you might be right in your view of a lifeguard job as well. Many of you probably view a lifeguard as sitting on a chair all day, sunbathing, worried about whether they're going to be sunburnt, how much sunscreen they have on them, or if a shadow from the umbrella might cause a tan line, or even maybe the sun might not give your hair highlights or something. While this may be true for some lifeguards, this is not the case for my pool. There's actually a lot we do throughout the day. And one major thing we do is practice our saves and first aid. In order to be certified, I had to go through a 30-hour course where I did practice saves with dummies, with real people, and a backboard. I practiced CPR, first aid, and calls in order to get a lifeguard's attention and others' attention. I even do in-service days each month at my pool where we practice these saves and first aid equipment. While you may think, okay, well, that's cool. All you do is a couple in-service days throughout the month. That is not true. For while I'm sitting on a chair, I'm not worried about my tan. I'm sitting under an umbrella, cautiously watching the water in case my worst fear comes true, someone drowning on my watch. I look at the pool back and forth for 30 minutes to an hour. It just depends. And many times I've used my first aid experience. For example, one time a girl was walking on the beach. She was probably 5 years old and cut her foot open on a piece of glass. Her mom ran up the hill carrying her, blood all over her foot. I immediately cleaned the wound and gauzed it and wrapped it with bandages and told her to go to the ER immediately. Luckily, I was able to stop infection immediately before it could spread. And I rerouted someone to the ER where they were able to get more care. Because of this first aid, I'm able to help so many people and with their lives and in case of an emergency. Yeah. You're probably thinking that a lifeguard not only sits on their throne all day, gets a tan, and gets paid while doing it, but also has to do a couple of life-saving things such as wrapping someone's foot with a bandage or putting on a band-aid. Well, that may be true. There is actually much more still we have to discuss. We're going to look at how a lifeguard does more than a normal person thinks. Having personal experience, I know that a lifeguard does a lot more than you think. I do bookwork, for example. Oftentimes, I do paperwork. Each day, when I open the pool, I tally up the preceding amount of people, their guests, how many passes they had, and how much money the pool has made. This is vital to a pool in order to see how well we are doing and if we need to change something in order to keep business up. I also raise umbrellas, align chairs, lay out lifeguard equipment and first aid equipment. I lay out life jackets and anything that any patron would need throughout the day. I check chemicals, and there's many more activities that I must do. For example, I skim the pool every day, which takes at least 15 minutes. I even clean this vacuum out. We put a vacuum in every night before the pool closes. And when I take it out, the first guard's supposed to clean it. Well, that's my job. Every day, I get to take this vacuum out and scrub out the hair, the grime, and any other particles of dust and soot that might have been laying in the pool the night before. This approximately takes 30 minutes to an hour. Yes, it is quite annoying to do, but it's a job that I must do. Some non-listed requirements I must do are reconcile bank records, which just might seem a shock to you, but this pool is a business and we must keep our bank records up to par. I also plan events such as birthday parties or maybe bingo nights, Zumba nights, all kinds of stuff that we have at our pool. And I do utilization reports, which goes back to tallying up and seeing how well the pool is doing for the term. Dealing with people, and if you still think my job is a piece of cake, then you might be surprised of what will come next. Dealing with people in unique situations is the hardest part of being a lifeguard, and we're going to take a deep look into what you might think is surprising. Understanding patrons can be quite difficult. I've dealt with many people who are irate and crazy mad at me for enforcing pool rules. For example, one time a man was drinking alcohol on the pool deck. I politely told him that he could drink alcohol on the upper deck, but not on the pool deck, where there's patrons lounging about and trying to swim. Unfortunately, he did not take my request well. He immediately started cussing me out, calling my names, and told me he was going to talk to my supervisor and get me fired. However, this did not happen. Thankfully, I was doing my job right, but there's many times that I have had to deal with people like this, and it's just a fact of every job. Cleaning is definitely a major downfall when it comes to lifeguarding, and it's not necessarily included in the job description. For example, one time I had to drive across the lake to these bathrooms that were on the other beach. I spent 30 hours scooping out sand and scrubbing toilets, trying to clean them for the monthly health inspection. There's many more activities I do for cleaning: taking out trash, sweeping, scrubbing trash cans, scrubbing bathroom walls. There's so much more. Another thing that I deal with that might be unexpected to you, and definitely was unexpected to me, is once a week or twice a week, I have very surprising things happen. Whether it's drunk patrons, a flooded bathroom, or even having to swim across a lake to rescue someone. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, you talked about drunk patrons, but I didn't hear about the flooded bathroom or you having to swim across the lake to rescue someone. Yes, I've had to do both of those things. One time, a patron had left the bathroom sink on, flooding the entire bathroom. I spent hours mopping, trying to clean that mess up. Another time, I had to swim across the lake because someone thought it was a good idea to go canoeing without a life jacket. I immediately had to swim out there and go rescue them. Luckily, they were saved, but the fact that they could have drowned haunts me forever. Have these examples of what a lifeguard duties surprise you? They certainly surprised me when I first encountered them. Today we have experienced what a lifeguard's job is like. We look at the misconceptions that you might have of a lifeguard's duties. We also looked at how a lifeguard does more than you think. And we looked at how a lifeguard deals with people in unique situations which might seem surprising. I wish to leave you with one last thought. I hope next time you decide to raise your voice at a waiter or tip low because of some simple little act they did that might have slowed your time down, I want you to think about what they have gone through and how their job might be more than you might think it is. I also hope that next time you apply for a job, you look into all aspects of it. Unlike me, do it unlike me, where I just applied for a job and went straight into it, not knowing what to expect. Unfortunately, I'm left here scrubbing bathroom floors, mopping, and saving people across the lake, while you should look into your job more and not have to deal with the same mistakes I did. Thank you.